Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from mousesteps.com.
And today we're going to be talking about the new Disney Fastpass Plus East fireworks viewing as it shows you here on the sign.
And that's Plaza Garden East, which opened about 10 days ago, and West had actually opened a few days earlier than that.
Now that sign there just said it becomes a Fastpass area at 8 o'clock. So,
and it shows blue.
Yes, it shows. I put in my annual pass, which we did have a Fastpass, but she was able to look on the iPad.
And it showed that we had it.
So she turned it magically to green.
Yes.
And we were able to enter.
And we don't know exactly what time this area opened. We arrived around 9, and it was already open. It had closed for Fastpass at 8, but I don't know if guests were let in right at that time or not.
And correct. And to let you know, the fireworks were at 10 o'clock this day. They also had a Main Street electrical parade at 9, and they had the Celebrate the Magic
at 9:45.
9:45. So we're going to show all three. We're going to try to do a Disney triple header.
And we have been asked very often if the Main Street electrical parade could be seen from this location, and we actually just didn't know what the view would be in the evening.
Well, I assumed the east side would be the better chance of it working out, and this one corner here seemed to be the place to be. There was other people standing around to watch it, and this is the view from that area. Granted, I am shooting from a video camera, and we probably have the very best spot, but I think it's not bad.
Well, there was a big line of guests against the fence. I don't want to say against the fence, but close to the fence, who were able to get a pretty good view, I thought. And it was better than I expected. You have all these guests sort of in front of you. If this is your first time seeing it, this isn't the place you want to see it from. But
right.
If you've seen it before and you just want to kind of see it from a little bit further away, but not too far, this is a terrific location and not too busy.
And this is the view from a little bit far back. I wanted to show multiple areas. So as you can see, there are people in your way. But again, it's a nice way to pass the time while you're waiting for the fireworks. It's still beautiful. And we're going to pan over here. And there is a really nice view of the floats going past the castle. And you can see that very nicely.
And we have seen the Main Street Electrical Parade most of our lives. So it isn't like we needed to be on Main Street. If we did need to be on Main Street, we wouldn't have been here at this time. We would have gone later for the parade. Later
After
in the evening.
Fireworks.
There were 2 showings that night, and it was much less crowded for the second.
So here is everybody waiting for the light show. Let's talk about the grass. The first place we sat in, it was very comfortable, but quickly we noticed it had a scent like Goofy may have been watering the grass.
Oh, it did smell a little bit.
So we moved at that point. So it's very new, but, again, Goofy may have been there.
It looks very busy in here, but it never, to me, felt that busy. So I don't know when we were in there, did you ever feel it got too crazy?
Not at all. I think
so.
There was plenty of room. We sat at the very back because I wanted to, the whole point of going there was to show everybody. So we sat in the very center in the back so I can kind of show how the crowd was. Now, this is the beginning of the Celebrate the Magic projection show. And look at this. You had a perfect view for the most part. People are seated. One lady just stood up. You could see the problem is there are people guests in front of, as you can see in this video, on people's shoulders, on other guests' shoulders, that kind of block the Fastpass Plus viewing people that are sitting. So part of the area did have to stand. They had no choice but to stand.
It's just very difficult because we did see one little argument, and that's not unusual for like a castle show and such,
right?
Where somebody stood and then somebody behind them was not happy about it. So, it would be nice if, like over here where we were, we could see it fine. We could see the fireworks. Everybody sat in front of us. It was great. But if you had a lot of guests standing, it could be an issue, and there probably should be some rules about what you do in this particular area.
It probably should be seated except for the back row.
But there are guests behind the back row as well, and they're a little bit lower, so you would block them. I mean, there's a lot of potential for blocking.
Well, I think the solution to that would be to make the area behind this viewing area a walkway only.
I
or
think
at
that
least
would be
have
good.
It be on the other side. Perhaps you let people stand, and then you wouldn't have any issue, and everybody would be happy. As it is now, again, we went and it was delightful. You could see everybody was very well behaved, but there is potential for there'd be issues.
Well, I mean, you can have stress anywhere. I mean, I once on a 4th of July got kicked in the face while on Main Street.
By a baby.
Accidentally.
I remember that.
Yes, and it hurt. So I don't care if it was a young one. I wouldn't even have known who did it. I thought I was punched.
Well, this evening was baby kick in the face free.
Right. I didn't get kicked in the face this
So
day.
it's always good when that does not happen. Anyway, it is now Wishes time, and this
was
is
a great
this
view
is
for
the
us this
exact
day.
view. I am sitting down. You are sitting down. I can't remember being there and seeing the fireworks seated and relaxed like this.
It would be interesting to do it again and see if the crowd was the same or if everybody wanted to stand.
Well, we definitely have to do it on the west side.
We do.
Of course. So we will have another. Now look at all the happy people watching relaxed watching this fireworks show. I just love that.
Well, I had a really good time in there, and I actually like not being in as big a crowd, so there was a little bit of elbow room, and I always appreciate that.
Well, there was certainly more elbow room than out on Main Street, I'll tell you that. Although you never know if Disney will decide they're going to increase the amount of people they let into these areas.
Or decrease.
Or decrease. I mean, who knows? As it is, it's still new, but I think it was a perfect amount when we were there the other night.
Right. For fireworks, I actually like Fantasyland the best. I mean, that's the least amount, I guess. But if you actually want to see the Celebrate the Magic and the fireworks and a little bit of the Main Street Parade, I mean, this was a great way to do it. And guests who are staying on property can book up to 2 months in advance using the My Disney Experience app.
And we should also tell you that you are free to choose either side. When you book your FastPass Plus, it doesn't tell you east or west. You can go to the side that you wish to view it from. So, once we see it from the west side, we'll have an idea which one we prefer.
And this is the one that you thought we'd prefer from the get-go.
From my many years of experience. No, I'm just kidding. Just we figured, what the heck, we'll give this one a try first.
Now, now that the Rose Garden has closed, will that be a fireworks viewing, do you think, at all?
I don't believe so. I think these are the only two. I think that's just going to be a quicker way to get out. Now, on the subject of getting out, you're about to see the bedlam of people running after the fireworks. This is the big exit of the night. Everybody is heading down Main Street. There's also a bypass that recently opened, and it's called Market Street, and it's on the other side of this little hub, and you can kind of go backstage and come out right by the exit of the park.
Right. It's around the bathrooms, kind of right
Correct.
Behind where we are.
Right behind where we are.
And we just stayed here. Like, you don't want to leave. This is not the time to leave. Right after fireworks is not the time to leave the park. Just wait even like 20 minutes, because otherwise you're going to have tons of lines to get on the monorail. Look how
beautiful it is. It was so much more relaxing, and we ended up talking to friends, and while we were doing that, we were able to see another Celebrate the Magic show, and if we wanted to, we could have seen the Main Street Electrical Parade with almost nobody there. So again, that's our tip.
And this is probably 15 to 20 minutes later. This is a time to...
Completely empty.
You can leave the park or stay
And you can see the little walkways. The grass is where they're having people stay. The walkways are...
to sit.
Anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll be back with the West Side soon.
See you soon.